Welcome everyone to this week's video. Today we are on Fish Friday number 61 and we have a good one for you today. Today's fish is a shark that took the world by storm when it was first filmed, leading to a lot of internet sensation. A lot of people were interested in this fish. It came right around Shark Week. I really hope you enjoyed today's fish. Today we are going to be talking about the Greenland shark. Greenland shark. So scientific name, Somniosis microcephalus. Again, that is Somniosis microcephalus. It is part of the family Somniosidae. It is part of the sleeper shark family. The sleeper shark family is called that because they are slow swimming. They all have a very low activity level, and they're generally accepted as being non-aggressive. Fun fact, the scientific name Somniosis microcephalus actually means sleepy smallhead. So that gives you an example of how quickly this fish moves. Not that quick. It is found in the North Atlantic and Arctic oceans. It is known to be a deep water fish, but the reason why it took the internet by storm was because of this picture, but more importantly, this picture. When a Greenland shark was discovered in the shallows, turns out that they will go up into the shallows, not often, but they will migrate both into the shallows and into deeper water. They're usually found between sea level and a depth of 1,200 meters, which is 3,900 feet. So let me rephrase that. It's usually found between the sea floor and 1,200 meters. Not at there to that depth all the way around. It's usually found below that. They do migrate to deeper water further south during the summer months. In fact, one was found off North Carolina in the US at 2,200 meters in depth, which that's 7,200 feet. And then another was found and videoed at 1,749 meters, 5,738 feet, and that was in the Gulf of Mexico. Yes, that's exactly what the internet craze was. It looks like a very shocked expression, gasp, there are people here. Definitely an interesting picture. It is one of the largest living species of shark. It is a big boy. Adults are usually or can get up to 6.4 meters or 21 feet long and weigh 1,000 kilograms. That's about 2,200 pounds. There have been some specimens that have been up to 7.3 meters, which is 24 feet, and 1,400 kilograms, about 3,100 pounds. Most of the time, I think they said that you find them around 4 meters. They're much more common around that, and about that 800 kilogram range. Males are typically smaller than females, as to be expected in most sharks, fish, amphibians, reptiles. And they're usually this pale, kind of creamy gray, blackish brown, spotted, uniformly colored, just kind of a drab color. They look like they have this glass eye. Here's another picture of a profile. You can see how thick bodied these are. Really short, round snouts, short, rounded off fins. Relatively small eyes, compared to the size. Looks like a small owl, but they actually do have relatively large jaws. Really interesting how these fish actually eat. What happens is they use a rolling motion in its jaws when feeding. So the upper jaw teeth are actually really thin and pointed. They have no serrations. What they do is they act as an anchor while the lower jaw is what's doing all the cutting. So what happens is they bring their upper jaw and it just stabs and holds on. And their upper jaw or their lower jaw teeth are interlocking and very broad and square with cusps that point outward. So as it rolls, it just continually cuts. This is actually an apex predator. This, don't let this expression fool you. It is an apex predator. It primarily eats fish, but it has been known to eat anything and everything. It has been joked about that this shark is actually the garbage disposal of the Arctic Ocean, because they will eat dead things. They don't care. They will eat it. They have been seen actively hunting seals. Now you might say though, these are incredibly slow moving sharks. You've said that. How do they eat? Well, you're right. They use a combination. Their camouflage and how slow they move. They don't startle anything. They just slowly creep up. And then they use suction feeding. So their jaws are so large that if they can, they'll just swallow it whole instead of having to tear into anything. So they're very slow. And in fact, they often hunt prey that are asleep. So they'll go up to seals that are sleeping. That's how they get there. This isn't, an ectotherm, meaning it gets its temperature from the environment. It has the slowest swim speed and tail beat frequency compared to its size across all fish known to man. That probably means it's got an incredibly slow metabolism. In terms of speed, it swims at about 1.22 kilometers per hour, which is about 0.76 miles per hour. But with its fastest cruising speed, by God, when it hits the pedal to the metal and goes its fastest, it goes to about 2.6 kilometers per hour, or about 1.6 miles per hour. So as you can see, this thing is not blazing a trail along the seafloor. About their reproduction, they are an ovoviviparous shark, meaning that they retain the eggs within their body so that the young are born alive. But what's interesting about this, and I apologize to a female out there if you can imagine this, they have an estimated gestation period of 8 to 18 years. Not entirely sure, but if you can imagine having a baby inside you for between 8 and 18 years, probably would make some of you cringe. I definitely feel you for that one. But because of its very, very slow metabolism, and this is where we're going to end the video, the interesting fact is how long these things live. These live a long time. In fact, the Greenland shark is the longest known lifespan of all vertebrate species. So we talked about the turtle, the tortoises a couple of weeks ago. These things outlive everything known to man that has a vertebrate. By the way, real quick, you notice this little white string right there? That is a common parasite. That is a crustacean, actually, related to crabs and lobsters. And that crustacean actually makes them go blind. But since they rarely use their eyes, they're usually using their smell. They don't really care. I just thought that figured I should throw that in there. But back to how long they live. One Greenland shark was actually tagged off the coast of Greenland in 1936, and it was actually recaptured in 1952. Before this, we didn't really have any good growth data. Measuring that shark's growth rate was incredible. The shark that was tagging, that 36 and recaptured in 52, that's a period of 16 years. And it grew 2.3 inches, which would be maybe 6 centimeters. That means that they grow at a rate of about 0.5 to 1 centimeter, 0.2 to 0.4 inches per year or less. They're not growing fast, but you think how big these things are. In 2016, there was a study on 28 species of specimens that used radiocarbon dating of crystals within the lenses of their eyes. So they actually put minerals into their lenses of their eyes, which are can be used for radiocarbon dating to determine the age of this, with some variants. The oldest of these was the largest and had lived for 392 plus or minus 120 years, meaning that it was born sometime between 1504 and 1744. They also concluded in this study that it takes 150 years for this species to even get to the point that they can reproduce before they reach sexual maturity. So 150 years before they can even have young. Incredible animal. Very, very susceptible. You think about that. That one shark could have been 512 years. 512 years old. Even if it's the youngest, 272 years, that still outlives most tortoises. 392 being the average, the most likely is definitely. But thank you guys so much again. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you again. If I don't, please be safe. Have a great day. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you do, I'd really appreciate it. Hope to see you again. Hope you enjoyed the beginning of this video. That should be around for now. So once again, thank you so much again. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and peace.